backs in Udogi and Pedro Porro. In midfield, wonderful signing players as well in Bentancur. They have Pap Matassa.
That's your guy.
Yes, I love Bentancur. Fantastic player when he is fit. And then up front, that's where Spurs typically struggle. Whether it's consistency, whether it's goals, assists, they usually struggle with numbers, especially in the last couple of years since Harry Kane left. Brennan Johnson filled the gap very well in that spot. They brought in Kudus, who we know what he can do. Goals, assists, pushing play forward, dribbles, take-ons. He's a quality player as well. Then you have Xavi Simons, who was just brought in, young player with a high ceiling who could add to Spurs' talent up front. And now Kolomani, he may not be the most desirable forward. His time at PSG was less successful than anyone would have wanted, especially him. And then he was transferred to Juve on loan last season, and he did quite well there, which raised a lot of eyebrows, turned a lot of faces in his direction. So Juve wanted to make the deal permanent. Unfortunately, they couldn't reach an agreement with PSG, and Spurs stepped in. And while many people may be questioning him, especially with the memory of that World Cup final defeat to Argentina and his role in that defeat, I think he's a good option to have, especially when Spurs already have Richarlison. They already have what's his name, Dominic Solanke up front. Kolomani, adding Kolomani to that, he's not going to start immediately, but he's a good option to have on the bench whenever Spurs need him, especially looking at the injury records of both Richarlison and Solanke. So there's a possibility they might not be available for a long stretch of time. His presence also allows Thomas Frank to play different formations. You are not stuck with having to stick one striker up front. You have the luxury of possibly having the two of them up front if you need goals. And in difficult situations where your team may be behind, you want to stick in more strikers to try and get the goals. Kolomani is a very good option to have. I don't think that they have
8 goals in 16 appearances.
For Juventus, which was very good. But I don't think they have enough quality to maintain a league title challenge. They may have enough quality to get back into the top 5, top 6 of the Premier League. But if you look at where Liverpool are, where Arsenal are, where even Manchester City, regardless of how poorly they've started the season, and Chelsea as well, I don't think they have the quality to match them for the course of the season. They may get a few good results here and there that will push them up the league, but in terms of depth, I don't think they have enough. But getting Kolomani, getting Kudus,
but you think this summer's business and Thomas Frank gets enough statement to say, okay, our target should be a top 4, top 6,
definitely,
maybe a top 8, with taking into consideration what happened in the past season, where they finished what?
Look, it's the same club that's produced Modric. It's produced Hurricane. It's produced Dimitar Berbatov. It's produced a lot of very, very good talent out there. I think you cannot be thinking about top 8. You should be thinking about top 5 or top 6 now. That's been expanded. You get top 4 top quality players. In Mokulos, in Xavi Simons, in Pauline. What would you want to seek for if you are getting these players in? Look, Kudos came from West Ham, but we all agree that at the point...
Do you know what Thomas Frank gives you when he's managing your team?
What does he give you?
He wins against Spurs. Sorry, he wins against Manchester City. He goes on to lose against Sunderland.
Or Bournemouth, rather.
Or Bournemouth. I've seen that with a lot of... what he did with Brentford. Brentford would put up that very good game against the top 6 and then go on to lose to Leeds.
I feel
and that's what we saw against Bournemouth at their own grounds. I mean, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That's what I'm asking, if the signing he's made this season, it's a huge statement or is a clear intent of where we want to take Spurs to by the end of 2025-2026 season.
He understands that this is a club that has tried Jose Mourinho It's a club that's rehearsed with Mauricio Pochettino. He understands that this is a club that worked with Ange Postecoglou. He understands that it's a club that has attracted big Antonio Conte, isn't he? And these are big managers who fill the portfolio. What do you want these big managers for? You want them to get a club into the top half of the table, top 5, top 6, play Champions League football if possible, season in, season out. And I it draws my attention to when he was asked, this is a much bigger club than Brentford. So he's never been sacked.
Okay.
As a guy in the job, does he think that the portfolio of work at hand is that super sensitive that might just get him sacked if results don't go the way that is expected? Okay. He says no. I mean, he's never been sacked before.
Let's quickly Donkomi the player. So you Donkomi Randall Colomwani to Spurs?
Brilliant.
Edwin?
I do.
Oh, great.
I do.
How you want to say? I know your team is you are messing up with Nicholas Jackson.
It's normal, yeah. It's a business. I started being a football team.
You don't think Chelsea have treated him unfair?
I think they have in some way, but you can also agree with Chelsea that yes, they treated him badly, but you're still our player.
Okay.
Until everything is finalized, you're still a player of Chelsea, even though he was treated badly. But I think that. But now, hey, things are going well.
Yeah, so you're happy that he goes to Bayern Munich. So you don't commit a move to Bayern Munich.
Oh yeah, sure. Because I think it would help. It would help him because look at everything that has happened in the last 2-3 days.
You don't
I think mentally,
in the right state of
yes, to join the Chelsea squad, I think mentally was not good for him.
Okay.
But so it's good that he got what he wanted, and he's going to.
But that's in the sense it goes in science.
See, Chelsea are lucky. The player didn't decide to come, and I just saw it. Look, they are lucky the player didn't decide to come back and break their dressing room.
Oh, why do you want to do that?
No, because
it's pain. Like, look, just put yourself in his shoes.
Okay, the way he was treated, because he got to.
Yes, it got to a point. They said, okay,
Munich
you're not going to join the first team.
And then the call comes in and say, come back to London, bro. We need you. After the lab gets injured and their win against Fulham.
Then Munich comes back and says, okay, the deal is off because Chelsea are saying no, and now it's on. It's a lot for Nicholas Jackson.
I get you.
I think it's good he stood his ground. His agent should be applauded.
Oh yeah, his agent Ali Barat
for keeping faith.
He said we are not coming anywhere.
It's hard.
I think at the point Bayern themselves were scared a little because they were looking at, like Ajay is saying, from the business perspective. Yeah, it's business. So anytime you go to Chelsea again to want a player, the Jackson incident, might have painted the picture. But
Chelsea have a habit of doing this though.
Yeah, they've gotten that habit of doing. But the player need to be selfish a little to think about playing time, to think about Bayern as
because he's taking into consideration the World Cup, which is imminent in December. I mean, he's taking to a leave it. I think AFCON is in December. World Cup 2026. Take it to. I think Jackson is an integral part in what Senegal would do at the AFCON, and also the World Cup.
100%.
So he'll need more playing time to be able to keep himself in the national team as well. Because these are the two biggest competition that you can play as an international player or as a footballer. So if you miss out on AFCON, you miss out on World Cup, and you don't have playing time in your at the club level, obviously your national team call-up will be a very big problem.
I think we agree across board that Chelsea have been very unfair to Nicholas Jackson in the way he was handled. Obviously, things are progressing much better at the moment, but even in terms of his contribution,
Bayern are having Michael Olise. They're going to have Nicholas Jackson. You cut the name short and put together. They're having Michael Jackson. They're going to do a dance at
all right, so I think
we are complaining.
So we all don't copy Jackson to
100%, 70.2.
Okay,
solid.
Great. But on the other side of things, Chelsea have recalled the Magui
from Sunderland.
So he means that he would be Delap's deputy. In that pecking order, you have João Pedro, Delap, and Magui. What's the plan?
Delap is injured, so he's out.
That's why he comes back, because Delap is out for.
He's out for about 2 months. He's out for about 2 months, so that's enough time for Magui to establish a reputation at Chelsea. His time at Chelsea has been a little checkered so far.
Yeah,
a lot of missed chances, but when he played in the Conference League, there were moments where he impressed for the club. Even his start at Sunderland has not been too bad. He's already scored for them. So it's unfortunate a little bit for him to be withdrawn from a certain starting position at Sunderland and put back into a situation where he has to play as backup to Joao Pedro most of the time. But as we saw at the weekend, Liam Delap, what's his name? Maresca can decide to start both Liam Delap and Joao Pedro. Unfortunately, Delap got injured, but it's possible that he can also get a starting spot in the team, depending on how he performs in training, depending on the team they are facing, and how things are going tactics-wise. But a very good opportunity for him to establish a place as a regular starter, because previously he had to contend with Nkunku, had to contend with Jackson, then had to contend with a number of players who played up front for Chelsea. So there wasn't that regular start in major competitions like the Premier League. Now there's a possibility he will get thrown into matches. So whether it's 20 minutes, whether it's 30 minutes, he needs to take his chances and perform as well as he can. So yes, eventually that was the good call from Chelsea to bring him back instead of Jackson, because
and I think for him personally, agreeing that I still want to go back to the Bridge, because it's a club that I have supported since growing up, and so they asking me to come back home. I think from the interview he had granted, he like, okay, it's good, I'm going back home. I would want to do this, and it's, for me, I think it's a good call. We just hope that he gets much playing time, even though he's going to deputize somebody, he's going to start from the bench. But hey, this is Chelsea. Even if you're given 5 minutes, 10 minutes on the pitch, you just have to prove yourself worthy to be in that blue shirt. So I think it's good for Aguero to come back to the Bridge.
Okay.
Look.
So we all Donkomi, right?
No, hold on.
Oh, why?
Donkomi.
You don't Donkomi?
Hold on a second. Look, I'm worried for Chelsea.
Why? What are you worried about? But you've got your own worries to deal with.
Oh no, I'm here as a pacifist.
But
how would you want to zone me? Why would you want to zone me like
you didn't see that coming?
But look, I feel the guy went on loan, started a project, trying to adapt to a new system.
You're talking about Maggie, at Sunderland.
Yeah,
I think he played in the previous game.
Yeah, he scored in the previous game. He's played all three games.
Against
played all 3 games for Sunderland.
And all of a sudden, he has to come back to his roots and rethink.
There's nothing to
No, I'm coming. I'm looking at player development. Listen, I'm coming from
the club at which he went to Sunderland, he knew about it. That there's a club that you can be.
I agree.
But you know, Sunderland, he wasn't going to be the main man.
You get to thinking, right?
No.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna explain this, and I'm saying that I look at player development, where the player, Chelsea is known for getting players and giving them opportunities out there to help their development. If they see that you're good enough and you can help the mother team, then you come back to help the mother team. Now, what it means is that he goes into a system trying to learn something new, then he would have to come back again into the old thing, and he obstructs that developmental pattern a little for me. Because again, I
disagree because
then again,
if he had issues, you raised those issues when the call came, just as Nicholas Jackson did. I have an issue coming back.
So but you don't return.
He says I don't have an issue going back to the Bridge. So he's okay mentally. And you think a 19-year-old will not think about
a 19-year-old footballer is not always thinking right.
How?
No, come on.
Wow. I'll turn your microphone off. Okay, so you don't do this. Geese return to Chelsea.
In response to Abeku, the main point of sending a young player like that out on
development
is to develop him towards come back to the main team and play his part.
How many seasons? How many seasons?
No. Once there's an opportunity for him to get minutes with the main team, even when
you go on loan and it's even a season and the mother club feels that you've started a loan. Then you've been registered.
You have.
So I mean, fine. Then you've been registered in the new season. You start with the club. a transfer first phase open, and all of a sudden you hear that, okay, your development is halted at the other end. You have to come back and become a backup player to another player who's going to get more time than you. But where you went, you would have gotten a lot of time to develop.
Okay. So you don't.
I don't commit that.
Okay,
move.
that's fair. Edwin, you don't commit Giggs return to Chelsea, right?
Yeah, I think of all the players who are out there, I think he's the best to come in and play as backup
I know
to.
where this is coming from.
No, to play as backup to Joao Pedro.
Yes.
Your brother, your brother, you are advising him to come back and play as a
No, he's
backup.
only going to play backup to
If my brother was sent out on loan to Sunderland and Chelsea says come back and play as backup to Joao Pedro, take your opportunities in the cup competitions when you can.
You would advise your brother to take it.
Yes.
I know what he's thinking.
This is the best possible chance he has to get some game time for Chelsea.
Simplicity.
So why don't you take it?
Your microphone is off.
Donkomi.
So yeah, we've don't commit Giggs back to Chelsea. Bernard disagrees, but we don't care. Chelsea fans don't care. Let me read some messages on the YouTube stream, and then I'll get to the WhatsApp console. You can text us 0549969996 0549969996. This is from Tins Runa says we are live. Daniel Ohene Mensa says it's Donkomi time. Okay. Isaac Kofi also says it's Donkomi time. Daniel Ohene Mensa says Liverpool have won the transfer market. I agree. Liverpool need to win the quadruple this season. I agree. They've brought pressure to themselves. Stephen Kwame Gota says it's Donkomi time. Okay, Wilson Klopp says Barcelona ladies can even dismantle United team, even if they are all pregnant.
My microphone is over. He just activated it. My microphone. What's his name again?
Wilson Klopp.
Which club does he belong to?
Well, clearly, if they send him anything to go by, it means he's a Liverpool fan.
He's a Liverpool fan. We are forgiving him. Yeah, they are a team that got a manager for 9 years and won one Premier League and one Champions League and called that a success, right?
Let me answer that. Let me get back to you. This is relevant issues. He says, tell me Baleba is coming. We'll get to that. Don't fall in love with a lone player. Oh, Charlie. Says, Jackson is better than Delap any day. Maresca should have insisted. Abe could be a gender boy with a Latin This one says Guy was a backup at Sunderland as well. That's the point I was making. Pep need to sign a right back.
How many games have we played this season?
Just 3.
How many did he play?
He played all 3.
Okay.
Came from the bench.
I said, how many did he play?
No, but he started from the bench.
How many did he play? You said
let me
3 or 3.
The show is okay. I'm a Liverpool fan. Hi, please can you ask Coach about his thoughts? Okay, we'll ask a bit later. Okay, all right, great. Let's get to some other stuff. Let me take you to okay, let me just give you some numbers regarding Jackson's deal with Bayern. So Bayern have agreed a loan deal for Nicholas Jackson. The deal includes a conditional obligation with sources at Chelsea expected to be fulfilled. The sources indicate that Chelsea will receive a 16.5 loan fee, that's euros, with obligation set at 65 million euros, making a total package of 80.5 million euros. So that's it with regards. And we spoke about McGee. So Chelsea have also completed the recall of McGee from Sunderland after his loan move at the Stadium of Light. The recall was complicated by the fact that Guy only wanted to join newly promoted Sunderland this transfer, but due to Delap pulling his, clutching his right leg, Maresca would have to do that. So Delap is out for 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, let me take you to this deal. Manchester City's camp. Okay, so defender Manuel Akanji is set to join Serie A side Inter on loan. The potential deal includes an option to make the move permanent for 15 million euros. That's 12.97 million pounds, with Inter set to pay 2 million loan fee for Manuel Akanji. He was also on the radar of Spurs. Let me start off with you, Edwin.
Yeah.
Another player leaving Manchester City.
It was expected. There were a number of clubs that were circling around Manuel Akanji. And I feel that his decline has been very unfortunate because when he first came in, no one expected him to do anything at Manchester City. People didn't expect him to start anyway. But then he took a starting spot and he became one of the best defenders in the league. Everyone praised him for what he did. He was fantastic in set pieces, defending. He was very good. Going forward, he was brilliant as well. And he offered a lot that Manchester City's defenders didn't have fully at the time. So it was not surprising that Pep kept him in the team for so long. However, in the last couple of years, coinciding with Manchester City's drop in form, he has gone out of favour at City. Obviously, his performances have dropped as well, but then he was sent out on loan. He performed creditably. He couldn't get the permanent move he wanted, but there were so many clubs interested in either keeping him in the Premier League or keeping him in Europe. He's decided to go to Inter Milan, and I am convinced that they need him as well.
Yeah, and that's a slower league, right?
Yeah, it's a slower league, one that he'll fit in pretty well. But
going to play under Christian Kivu.
Yes,
they lost over the weekend to Udinese.
Exactly, they lost at home, and their defensive issues were very apparent. Obviously, it's just one loss in the 3 games they've played so far. Before then, they kept clean sheets, but the game at the weekend against Udinese exposed a lot of defensive issues that an experienced head is needed in that Inter Milan defense. So getting Manuel Akanji, who's won it all, who's used to winning at Manchester City, he may be a little past his best, but past your best does not mean too much in the Italian Serie A. You could go in and
Antonio Conte do it with.
We've seen Scott
McTominay struggling.
Yes, we've seen a number of Chelsea's quotes rejects going and play very, very well at AC Milan. So pass your best at Manchester City does not mean much in the Serie A. So I expect him to go in, command the starting spot, and actually impress, because his peak, as I've seen it at Manchester City, is good enough to play as well in the Serie A. So again, another move that I completely don't commit.
You don't commit.
Yes.
I'll come to you, Bernard, and how I build later. Let me read some messages. This one says, guys, why is coach where is coach, namely Sen Laments, Wakalek Bino Omo, Andy Dansima Atomic Bar Stop. Okay, please, they should sell all Manchester United players, including their coach. Hashtag sweet Niomes. Okay, this one says, Hajia, where have you been all this while hiding such talent? We need you on Football Republic and Scorecard. We need you now. No. This one says, it's like
I can't be talking about only Chelsea.
This one says it's like coach has passed the anti-Chelsea genes to Abek. From Michael listening to you.
Yeah.
As from Adenta. Let me read some more messages on YouTube. You can also text through this number 0549 96 996. Still on the Jackson conversation. This one says Jackson should have taken a cue from Chalobah's situation. He was deemed as surplus, sent on loan several times, but once he was called back, he didn't hesitate but took the opportunity. You see that the circumstances are way different.
Yeah,
completely different.
This is somebody who's ended up at Munich's airport, dropped from the bus, all smiles. Do you know what?
That's not where I was going with it. Chalobah was sent to Crystal Palace, which is ranks below Chelsea.
So
Jackson is going to Bayern Munich, who are arguably on the same level as Chelsea at the moment. So the circumstances are very different.
I think Chelsea and Bayern, Chelsea are above Bayern now. But people argue Chelsea won the.
Why do you say so?
The FIFA club,
world champions.
The FIFA club.
So that's true.
So it's Chelsea.
That puts Chelsea above every single club.
Absolutely. So Chelsea are above Bayern Munich.
And Manchester United.
So look, these are fights.
Yes, just sounding sarcastic.
This has gone one way and then the other way.
Right, it's 4:40. We are on all the way to 5:30 p.m. I'm Gabi Ofea. I've got Edwin Kwakofi in studio with me, Bernard Abekwatri, and
How are you, Mr.
I know people will be wondering, is it the same Hawa who's been doing all the
He was reading City Prime News a few hours.
Okay, there's a text from Charles Owusu-Kumi.
Yeah.
He says, no way Chelsea. Okay, no way Chelsea are anywhere close to Bayern.
Who won the FIFA Club World Cup?
I said at the moment.
Okay, let's do this.
I qualified by
let's
saying
take
at the
away the FIFA Club World Cup Chelsea won. Let's look at the talent Bayern have got now and Chelsea. Let's look at Bayern's coach and Chelsea. I think Bayern's coach in Vincent Kompany and Chelsea's coach Enzo Maresca are all learning coaches.
Yes, they are the same.
Right?
Yeah.
At the same level.
Yeah.
In terms of talent, I think Bayern are slightly
They're not slightly, they are ahead.
experienced. No, I'm looking at if you want to.
Yeah,
They are not-
they have
They
experience.
are
they
not
have
slightly.
Harry Kane.
They are not
They have Harry
slightly.
Kane.
No, I'm not talking about Manchester United. I'm
No,
talking
I'm
about
talking about
Chelsea. Just I'm saying that.
Do they have Harry
are
Kane?
miles
No, they don't
away.
have Harry Kane.
The gap between
No, if you want to
the
come,
players on the field of play in talent to Chelsea. Chelsea is a project.
Yeah.
We all agree.
yeah. But Bayern are also in their own project in a way.
Yes, in a point, but they
in a
have
way.
more experienced players as compared
So
to
that's the point
Chelsea.
I'm making.
Yeah.
So, but you say what Chelsea are way above.
No.
No, that's
Bayern
what
are
he's
way
saying.
up. But if you put the FIFA Club World Cup, if you put trophies there,
That everybody agrees.
Chelsea's that one trophy in Chelsea's cabinet, it cancels everything by
For the next 4 years, we agree.
Okay.
Look, what's the brain behind
leave the
it?
conversation.
In terms of
Fine, it's
pedigree,
okay, we
in terms of
agree.
pedigree,
Chelsea
Bayern
fans
is
agree.
the bigger club. In terms of pedigree, there's no doubt Bayern is the bigger club. In terms of quality at the moment, I think Chelsea and Bayern are level. Yes, you said Bayern have Harry
Harry
Kane.
Kane.
Yeah.
That's without doubt. He's possibly one of the best strikers in the world at the moment. But Chelsea have a lot of good quality players across every single
Young
position.
players.
Yeah, we look at Bayern, and I think there's a bit of nostalgia attached
Around
to
it. Okay.
Bayern Munich. Recently, they've not been.
No, I would look.
Hey, behave yourself.
No, we associate we associate the name Bayern with
we are-
success and quality
we
and
understand.
very good players and very good managers. I think in the last few years, they are about the same level as Chelsea.
Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed in saying it that they are the same level as Chelsea.
Which guy in Chelsea's defense matches Upamecano?
Every single one of them, honestly. If mention any other player in Bayern's team, yes, I might have agreed with you. But Upamecano, the reputation he carried from is it Leipzig all the way to Bayern, I think that reputation has diminished.
Yeah,
He's
I agree.
become a worse player since moving to Bayern Munich. Still has talent, but his performances at Bayern Munich have not been. Have not matched the reputation he went to the club with. So
Leon Goretzka.
Chelsea have Caicedo and Enzo.
Oh
and
no,
Lavia.
Caicedo in the double pivot role is playing much more tilted on the right, right? And Leon Goretzka.
I have said and I maintain those three fits: Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo
Let's
are the
move the
best
conversation.
midfield in the world.
Okay, so I understood you.
No, you said we should cut the conversation. That's what you just
But
said.
so you did
No, I have a lot of things I want to say. If you
That's why I
want
don't want to allow you.
Okay.
Well, still some more comments. So,
Including Bayern's goalkeeper.
well,
Chelsea's goalkeeper?
your microphone is off though. Charles says it's blasphemous to actually compare Chelsea to Bayern. So, let me read some more messages on YouTube, and I'll just update our listeners with some more transfer news. Okay. Sweet Kwame says United Wahala comes back to say Hajia says Pep is to be blamed for City problems. Another one to Daryl says Hajia is cooking. Another one to says okay. Sweet Kwame says focus on the attackers rather than strong defenders. Chelsea is women fellowship. Hajia is cooking United. Okay. Ten Hag has been sacked. Yes, that's the news that came in not too long.
For me, Ten Hag's problem started with United.
Oh,
because look at him when he was at Ajax. He was performing really well. He comes to United, at least he did well, got them 2 caps during his stay.
Yeah.
Moves on, he gets sacked.
I think he's the first manager to be sacked after 2 games. I've not seen that before, Edwin. I stand to be corrected though. And listeners, if you are listening to you can
the closest I've seen is Crystal Palace when
Roy Hodgson?
No.
Sam Allardyce?
No.
They had one another. Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember that.
Ajax legend.
Is it Vieira?
No, it's not.
No, Vieira stayed for quite.
Sorry, I'll get you the name. He was sacked after 5 games at Crystal Palace.
After 5 games.
Yes.
So Ten Hag has done 2 games.
Yes, he's done 2 games.
So he's the first. The record belongs to him.
Yeah, as far as I know, but it's I think it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
First of all, Leverkusen have gone through a process where they've lost
about
almost every single one of their key players from last season, and imagine Liverpool after winning the Premier League. They lose Mohamed Salah, lose Trent Alexander-Arnold, lose Van Dijk. That's exactly what happened to Leverkusen. So him going in there, it was meant to be a rebuild. A rebuild, because last season they fell way below Bayern Munich's title win. So this season was meant to be a rebuild. Fine, you've lost a few players, getting a few more. The transfer window is not even over. Put them together over the international break and ensure that they start playing good football. But then he wasn't given an opportunity. 2 games, they lost 1, which was very unfortunate. They drew the second one, which they almost won because they were 3-2 up until very late. And he's been let go. That's what makes me feel that there were internal issues. Maybe he wasn't too happy with the transfers and the club got rid of him. Maybe they clashed on a few issues and the club said it's enough, we are not going forward with you, because there was no reason to get rid of him after 2 games. Give him at least 5 or 6, see if there's an improvement after the international break. But they didn't wait, and
same point I made.
Banter wise, it's funny that Ten Hag has been got rid of, but
and banter wise too, it's also good that you have to put out there that he lost to Fluminense as under 19 by 5-0.
Yes, we have to put that in there. But in terms of competitive matches, in terms of competitive matches, which he will be judged on, 1 loss and 1 draw shouldn't be enough to get a manager sacked after he's taking over a team that has been decimated by transfers.
There's a manager who just had 1 game into the 2024-2025 season, and Preston North End allowed him to go. So
1 game.
Yeah, just 1 game.
So
Ryan Lowe.
He's not a top coach.
No, he's not a top coach. So I mean, all to say that 10 is not the only guy. Yeah. So
I get
it. He's only top coach.
He's only top coach, which is sad. I mean,
after 2 games, like Edwin said, they should have given him more time.
Yeah.
Because the season we are long, we are nowhere near.
I'm sorry, he's looked about 5 members of the.
They're about
team,
what?
6 or 5.
The German league does what? About 34 games, right?
Yeah.
And
5, I believe.
it's just match day 2.
Match day 2.
I feel it's harsh. I feel it's a harsh decision.
We should just blame United.
At the point where he's even.
Ten Hag's problem started from United, and it's been following him since. So you people should just apologize to the man.
No. I think Bayern, they've lost track of what they are doing. Because Leverkusen, I mean, because if you look at the number of players that left the club, this is a new project altogether. Nobody's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
What's his name? Is it Harry Potter?
Yeah.
What's Harry Potter? The
magic
right?
one.
Yeah. I mean, no one is Harry Potter. So it takes time. It takes time because you can't have Florian Wirtz move out. You can't have Jeremy Frimpong move out. Shaka move out. You get it?
Yeah.
And then you just come all of a sudden and say that I want you to match the performance of the initial without these players who are commanding.
And they've also lost Piero Hincapié, one of their finest defenders in the last 2 seasons to Arsenal.
They don't know what they are doing. Football and the project it takes time. And the coach would have to get players of his own who play according to his style, and it's just sad they have to do.
So you don't come in that move by Leverkusen. Haja, you also don't, right?
I think it was too early.
Okay.
No.
All right, let's take a quick break. But before that, just a bit of some updates. So Albert Sambi Lokonga has completed a permanent move to Hamburg from Arsenal. City's camp, Ryan Sheki, is set to miss around 2 months for Manchester City, but they will not be recalling Claudio Echeverri from his loan at Bayer Leverkusen, like what Chelsea is doing. Leeds United are also in talks with Fulham over a move for Harry Wilson. So that's some updates that have dropped in. Bournemouth have completed the signing of centre-back Veljko Milosevic. He's from Red Star Belgrade, signing a 5-year deal for Bournemouth in that deal. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, there is more.
I'm also
some more
reading
updates. We have to go for a break. So
well, I'm just reading that Victor Boniface has just also completed his medical at Werder Bremen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, there's more transfer talk for you on 97.3.
City 97.3.
Dave.
Let's go. It's Donkomi time.
This is a goes as Sunset Tourist. I won't answer goes to say Prince of Ghosts. Charlie, can be hard. Well, just some quick updates coming in. Maguire's proposed transfer from Crystal Palace to Liverpool is in jeopardy as talks between the centre back and manager Oliver Glasner continue to make a final decision. At the camp of Manchester City, they also have a deal in place for PSG for Gianluigi Donnarumma, and crucially now have an agreement in principle on personal terms. You should hear OJ today trying to mention Donnarumma's name.
Oh, gee.
Commander, we salute you.
Just go for Donnarumma because his first name, it takes a lot.
But let me start off with you. City, I don't know what's happening to their goalkeeping department. Ederson is on the bench. In the next few minutes, he's in news of a transfer move. They started with Trafford, who's been all over the place, bringing in Donnarumma. This is a goalkeeper who is going to work under a manager who once criticized goalkeepers like him. Joe Hart was a perfect example.
Yeah.
I don't know what you make about this deal.
I feel Pep wants to change his style and approach of doing things. I feel he wants to start afresh and do something significant before he bows out. The manner in which last season unfolded, I don't think it's one that pleased him as a manager. He wants to I don't really see again what he wants to do, but I feel he just wants.
You think Pep has lost it?
No, he's not lost it. He wants to start something. He's a guy who's always
City have not lost the fear factor this season.
They've lost
in the last season.
They've lost the fear factor, but I feel Pep is about cooking something different. And I say, he's a guy that loves to overthink, and I feel that's what's happening to him now. I look at the setup now. Trafford is a good goalkeeper. Look,
is he of that City level?
He's not of the City level, but he's a goalkeeper. Given time, he would fall into becoming that City goalkeeper. But Pep is not having time. How many years did Pep do the extension?
2.
The last time I was telling you, I was thinking it was 5.
Yeah, it's 2 more years.
So he has
this season ends, he has next season to deal with.
So he has this, and he wants to win with a certain goalkeeper, forget his own identity, and zoom into another keeper who is not playing, with his feet, like a keeper who gets him results. Keep clean sheets, like prevents balls from getting to the net. And I feel that's what he wants to go for. Now he wants a big name, one who's seen it all. And like you call the fear factor, one who dominates his area, as in defense, and try and control the new guys who are forming that defensive shield. Try to communicate. I feel he's doing something that to take us time to understand what he's doing. So I don't commit the move. I feel he's gotten a lot of experience to prove his mettle at City.
Haja, you don't commit Donnarumma to City.
I think Ederson should have stayed. For Man City, at least you try for a couple of games to see how this James Trafford
would work out. James Trafford will understudy Ederson.
Exactly, because moving from an experienced keeper like Ederson and then straight to somebody who just came from Burnley and to as your number one keeper in a tournament that's this season is really going to be very difficult for every team. So I think for Manchester City, they should have let Ederson stay for maybe either
United should go for him.
Oh. The woman is focused.
United, they have Bayern and
I'm hoping they articulate the point.
And they have Onana, so they are fine.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, they're fine.
Look, it is Manchester City, not Manchester United. Let's just stay in that lane. Like, can we just stay there for a second?
You are bringing laments, so you're fine.
You want us to talk about the United?
Let's talk about laments. But we'll talk about it.
I think Ederson should have stayed instead of Manchester allowing him to go. And then maybe they can look at Trafford for the first half of the season. And then maybe by January, when the next transfer window opens, then they would have seen the strength of James Trafford to see whether he can still be
or not.
Exactly their number one keeper. But as it stands now, I think in the last 3 games, I think he's been, excuse my language, horrible. But I think that's the reality.
So you don't Donkomi the
no.
Okay. Edwin?
Oh, I don't commit because Gianluigi Donnarumma is one of the best goalkeepers in the world at the moment.
I think he was on Chelsea's radar, right?
After
the Club World Cup, when Chelsea did them some
exactly. I think
Chelsea, all the players Chelsea wanted to sign, I don't know if they scored them. This one from what's the name? The one from Inter Milan. Is it Inter Milan? We played Inter Milan in the World Cup, FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
I think wanted to sign that goalkeeper. We ended up scoring him.
Oh, you mean the AC Milan goalkeeper?
The AC Milan, yes,
Mike
Maignan.
Exactly. Chelsea wanted to sign
And
him
then
at a point. He considered goals.
And the Chelsea fans
same
began to
Chelsea.
rethink them.
No, at this point we can't sign you. Donnarumma came in for PSG on the last day, the finals of the, and then Chelsea scored. And no, at this point we can't even sign you again. But I think he's a good keeper.
Yeah.
I think better than
How old is he?
Sanchez.
27. 27, I believe. 27.
Sure, but as I was saying, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. His reputation was certainly enhanced by his performances in the Champions League. Some might say he even carried PSG to the Champions League.
Yeah.
But he's prone to mistakes. If you've watched Donnarumma closely for the last 2 or 3 years, he's very prone to mistakes, very prone to losing concentration. His passing, playing out from the back is not great. His shot stopping is pretty decent, but for a goalkeeper who is regarded as one of the best, you'd expect it to be even better.
Yeah.
He's still carrying on that reputation from his AC Milan days, obviously enhanced a little bit by last season's Champions League run.
Yeah.
But you feel that there's a lot more to him, and maybe Pep Guardiola is the one who can get it out of him, because the Trafford experiment has not worked so far. It's difficult being a young goalkeeper throwing into one of the best sides in the world and expected to fit in immediately.
Yeah.
I expect him to be a Man City goalkeeper long term, but currently,
But no, now.
if City want to compete, they need an established goalkeeper, and Donnarumma is just that for them.
Okay, so you don't comment.
Yes, I absolutely.
Okay, someone says, Haja, you're right. I think it's in relation to your initial point about Ederson staying. So that's Sweet Kwame. Hey, Sweet Kwame, they do things for the YouTube section and that. He
I can't
says,
think of it. Tomorrow, Raheem Sterling will still be a Chelsea player.
I was just about asking that what's happening to him because I saw the updates. Chelsea don't know what to do with.
No.
Chelsea. Okay, so let me just bring our listeners that update. So it says that no move for Sterling. 2 years left on his Chelsea deal.
Okay.
It looks like Raheem Sterling is staying at Chelsea unless something unexpected and dramatic happens
in the next 2
in
hours.
the final hour of the window. Time.
No, he's not the only one. Ben Chilwell is still there. We are still paying him. He's still our player. So we are
Not
fine.
even the Saudi clubs want him.
Yeah.
That's what's happening to Sterling.
Sterling's
But we can
case
dash
is
him
a
to us
very
now,
sad
at
one.
least.
I think he burst onto the scene at a very young age, and he's run his race. His legs are gone, so he's either very injury prone now. He can't take on players. His pace is gone, so he can't sprint past anyone. When he came to Chelsea for about a few months, you felt that he still had that in him, but then
Under Pochettino.
But it just disappeared. I think his motivation coming to Chelsea was to play in the Champions League initially, and under Tuchel.
Yeah.
So once Tuchel was sacked, Chelsea were knocked out of the Champions League. That motivation got out because there was no way he was going to play, perform well enough to get into Gareth Southgate's England team. So once there was no option of the England national team, there was no option of Champions League football. I think the motivation just left him. Yeah, because Chelsea at the time were not going to compete for the Premier League title with how strong everyone else, including Manchester City, was. So it's unfortunate what has happened to Sterling, but I think we all remember how influential he was for Manchester City's Premier League win. So it's not ended well for Sterling.
At this point, I think we now have to don't go him somewhere.
We can still dash him to us now. It's all right.
Oh, it's Ali Raheem Sterling.
He can be a squad player, can't he? I mean, Chelsea are in a number of competitions, so maybe he can do.
I don't think
FA Cup.
there's in there.
You
I don't
should
think
play
there's
the community football, the Sunday league.
Oh, Charlie.
Well, speaking of Chelsea, just a quick update that has just dropped. West Ham are in talks with Chelsea to sign Axel Disasi
Oh, no good news.
on loan. The 27-year-old who spent the second half of last season on loan at Villa is out of favour at Chelsea and is yet to make an appearance this season. I mean, after being deemed surplus to requirements.
You see, when Disasi
Mm.
initially left for Villa
on loan,
he started well, and at a point myself like, okay, why did we have to sell him? But later, getting to the end of the season, he was benched for a couple of times, and then I realized, yeah, this is the same Axel Disasi we are talking about. He's been poor defensively.
Yeah.
He's been poor for Chelsea, and so I think if West Ham wants him, good news.
Graham Potter, former manager,
They'll sack him very soon because West Ham is also being poor. They have been poor from last season. And looking at the last, they were lucky they won over the weekend against Nottingham Forest.
They played quality football to win. They played quality football.
No, but quality football doesn't give you points.
Sometimes.
But last weekend it happened that
You played against Arsenal. You played quality football.
but you got 0 points.
Exactly. It's the point that the team
she's
made.
representing United.
Yes.
So it's not about playing quality football. You can play, you can have all the possession. Yesterday, for instance, Arsenal played very well against Liverpool. At the end of the day, Liverpool got a 3 points.
Yes.
And that's what the teams need.
And to back what Haja is saying, right? I'll give you an example of quality football don't just give you points. Fabian Herzella, Brighton's manager, in his post-match address after he beat Manchester City by 2-1, a question was thrown at him. Do you know what he said? He said that in football, it's not all about tactics. You have to be smart, knowledgeable.
So
that's why people were against the Arsenal coach Mikel Arteta yesterday, saying that his team played well. Liverpool didn't play any good situational football and all of that. At the end of the day, it's not about you playing well. It's about who is getting the point. Now you are third. You have 6 points. Liverpool has the 9 points. That's all they need.
And you see, Liverpool have not played that well.
Exactly.
If you look at the 3 games they've played, they've not played that well.
Season,
they've conceded 2 against Newcastle. They've conceded 2 against Bournemouth. The only clean sheet came yesterday.
So this is what I say in this situation. I feel football much more is about moment and chances. So when you get your moment, you take that. And I feel it's one of those that presented itself, for Liverpool. But I'm not sure Sobo himself thought he was going to score from that.
No, he thought he really meant it. Yes,
He said he's been training for that, especially since Trent left.
unless you've not watched Dominic Szoboszlai.
I'm saying that it's the technique with which he played the
Yes,
ball.
he's
That made
perfected
me,
it. I'll give you one.
Well, he knew he was going to
In
score.
the Euros against Turkey. Is it Turkey, right?
Here.
Go and look at that. He said that was his best.
Okay.
People are even the free kick. People are talking about what he did against Arsenal. He said that free kick against Turkey was one of the best. So it's a technique, a craft that he's mastered.
Yeah, I said, and now he's been
And
perfecting
so he meant it. So
at training, especially since Trent left Liverpool. So he feels like, okay, now that Trent is no longer there to be taking the free kicks, I think I can step in to be taking those kind of
So one of those chances.
So you don't commit Disasi to West Ham?
Yes, I do don't commit this.
Any Chelsea fan would want this
He's laughing because you know the
I think
there's no place for him in that Chelsea.
There's no place for him at Chelsea. I don't think he's Chelsea quality, but I don't think he's been helped by the coaches and the decisions as well.
Badiashile together with Disasi?
I think
those French footballers.
I think Badiashile is slightly favored by Maresca.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, he's somebody I think Maresca likes.
But sometimes
because Maresca is on record to say that he likes having a left centre back, a centre back who is right-footed and can play through the channels, and a right centre back like right-footed. So I understand why he would want to keep Badiashile.
But as I was saying, he's not been held by the coach's tactics too. So Chelsea had a bunch of centre backs,
Yeah.
and they kept playing each one with each other. So one day you have Badiashile, Disasi, next day Badiashile, Tosin, next day Badiashile,
Chalobah, Gusto.
Levi Kolo.
Yeah.
It doesn't help a centre back partnership when you have these changes. So the centre backs don't benefit from creating chemistry with
Yeah.
each other. And eventually he was moved on to the right hand side, which he is horrible for because he doesn't have the pace, he doesn't have the I'm sorry about the
Smartness,
intelligence.
yes.
The intelligence to play in that position. So it didn't go well at Chelsea. Another loan move. Maybe he'll make it work at West Ham, but
yeah.
with how frequently they get attacked in terms of shots on goal, shots on target, it's going to be very difficult for him to get any sense or any sort of form at West Ham.
So you don't come
I
in.
don't commit for Chelsea reasons, but for him it's just bad.
But now, quick one, you don't come in. To Chelsea.
He's not Chelsea material.
Okay.
I mean, he's proven it himself. I agree with whatever point
Edwin raised.
Edwin raised. And one clinical thing he mentioned that I've seen of that chap is he's not smart. You know?
Bon.
I can say that. You are saying it, but you know.
He doesn't make the
in
right
terms of-
decisions.
Yes,
Yeah,
on the
he's not
pitch,
smart.
on the
He's
pitch,
not
Yeah.
smart.
He's not smart. He's not smart.
On the pitch,
He's
smart.
yeah. You're on the pitch, man.
Your coach, man, come up home.
Let me read some messages. When we come back, we'll talk about two
Let's go.
of the biggest transfer talk in the last few days. Alexander Isak. The news is that Liverpool have agreed £125 million with Newcastle. With add-ons, will make it about 130. And then Gay's move to Liverpool is also a bit shaky. Some few minutes. Check out to the studio at 5:25. We'll try and give you the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes just to talk to us briefly. This one says, guys, any news on Rodrigo's transfer to Arsenal? And now coming from Spintex. Okay, this is the day the Lord has made. We the Liverpool fans would rejoice and be glad in it. Hey, whether we win a treble, quadruple or not, we the fans have all the patience in the world for both our club and the coach. You see what they started doing? After spending £415.5 million.
That's Liverpool. That's
yes,
Liverpool.
you're not saying
They have all the patience.
you are
No,
sure.
they
The
won't-
day of reckoning is
I mean,
coming.
maybe when you are done reading the
Yeah.
messages.
What we are certain about is that once you score, Liverpool to go score. Christian Foot from Wager. Okay, Bao Pamecano, Bernardo Beku with the right motivation, better person.
I'm forgiving him. I've forgiven him. Look, I've forgiven him. Yeah, I've forgiven him.
No, I didn't.
But of course, with the right motivation, I can.
It means with the right, you are better than Upamecano.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to say. As a footballer.
Yeah, with the right motivation, yeah.
But
Only that I'll not play in that area because I'm a winger.
okay,
Yeah.
boys been claiming positions that they are when they give them balls, they
Are
can't.
you
do it.
reading the messages? Or?
Putting three Chelsea fans and only one United fan in the studio is coming out.
Who said that?
Where is coach? Also, guess which team is above City? Manchester United. Michael from Adenta.
Okay, Mike, that's
That's
true.
the only consolation going into the
Yeah,
international.
I'm not a Chelsea fan, but with the FIFA Club World Cup and their home, they are the world's club king
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so the guy
the
Edwin
Bayern community
is talking about
actually.
is Edwin. They said De Boer.
Yes, Frank de Boer.
Frank De Boer.
Yeah, Frank De Boer.
Yeah, I remember him. Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace, yeah.
It's true. Alright, 05499696. I'm Gabi, your friend studio with Hawaii Drisu Mustafa, Bernardo Beku and Edwin Kwakofi's Donkomi, trying to bring your breakdown of all the transfer moves. The transfer window would be closed at 7 p.m. in Europe. Alright, let's talk about Alexander Isak. Liverpool finally have their man, and after Newcastle keeping with their initial stance of £150 million, it looks like should I say Newcastle are tired. They had all the power. The asking price or the evaluation of the player was 150. Liverpool said they were not going to meet that asking price, and that's very typical of Liverpool. If you followed how they act in the transfer business, when they pick a particular stance, they stay with it. They started the same thing with the Gehi move. They started with a 3. They didn't want to go 4. Crystal Palace was asking up for about £40 million. Liverpool say no, we'll give you 30. Now, it looks like they're about to pay
35.
35 for Gay, but that move is even looking like it won't happen. For Isak too, they are about to pay almost 130 British record fee. Taking over from Moises Caicedo, now he can rest.
They can rest.
And say, it's a lay. My bread.
100 million pounds, eh? He has suffered.
Let me start off with you, Howard. Since it's just is this more added pressure on Arne Slot? I say so because Liverpool, prior to the transfer summer window, said that they had 500 million pounds waiting to splash, and they're almost there.
I think first of all, for Alexander Isak, he's one of the people that I had a crush on. As, well, the football, one of the because he's nice, like he's
Allah. This one, the Isak issue. If you didn't start here, I would
because I don't know about it.
So you know it.
Because he's a handsome dude. Yeah, so I liked him from the onset. The very first time I started watching him at Newcastle.
I like it.
And then, so, but this whole issue in the last this transfer window, I think
you don't support him.
I don't.
Or you don't support what Newcastle have done.
I don't support what he and his agent did.
Oh, okay.
Let's take Newcastle. Newcastle says, okay, this is my player. I'm selling him for 150 million pounds. That's what I am doing. You would want to buy? Yes. This is the price. Okay, let's negotiate. This is how much I'm going to take. But for a player who is under contract to say that I'm not going to join the team training.
Okay, boycott training sessions.
Exactly. I think that was really uncalled for on from the side of Alexander Isak and his agent. That's really my issue. But for him going, I don't really have a problem with him going to Liverpool. It's obviously he's a player. He would want to move on to take on new challenge.
Yeah, he says he wants to win the Champions League.
Exactly. He's won for Newcastle, who have not won in how many years?
80 years in counting.
Exactly. So he has done that for them. But if you're leaving, make sure that you leave on a good note, that you are able. You never know. So I think he handled it poorly. But for Liverpool to come back, and he had 62 goals for Newcastle. I think he's going to make a perfect addition at Liverpool, who are trying to win the treble, they say. But I think for now it's going to be very difficult looking at what they have now, and who are you going to bench, who are you going to put
maybe they'll pair Isak and Hugo Ekitike out from.
Well, he himself, he didn't sit up yesterday, but hey, it's just match day 3. But I think for me,
so you don't commit?
Oh yes,
okay,
yes, but not how he handled the whole. He could have done better.
Bernard,
I think this is a beautiful episode. It's
it's finally ended.
Yeah. I mean, what a beautiful and a precious ending to this love story. It wraps up the transfer deadline day.
In a
with a British record signing at 125 plus.
Exactly.
The weight will be on the player to deliver. But for that mannerism Aja speaks of, I feel he should take that as it should be his fuel to strengthen him, because he said, I don't want to play for Newcastle again. Okay. My preferred destination or choice is Liverpool, and this is what up in his mind for a minute. And I read shortly that he's going through his interview session, photographs and what have you.
Hey.
At their training complex. So it's good. Everything's now with the player to make sure he comes and live up to the billing. Is he a player, from what I saw at Newcastle, one that pressure can reduce his?
You think he can handle all the pressure?
I think he can.
At Liverpool?
I think he can handle.
Yeah,
the pressure.
I think, but he would have to. They would have to keep him on the bench for like maybe 2 or 3 matches
before
for him to put together, or like
the drama.
It's a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot on him as a player. So I think they would have to bench him for like 2 or 3 matches for him to just see how things unfold at Anfield. And
Bernard, so you don't come in.
I don't come in.
Edwin, you have the final say.
Yeah. So it's a pretty steep price, 130 million. It's huge, but I think for a player like Isak, it's definitely worth it. What do you get from him? He scored 44 goals in the last 2 seasons. Only Mohamed Salah and Erling Haaland have scored. Last season he scored 23 goals and he had an XG of 0.21.
Wow.
Yes, that tells you that that's per shot. That tells you that he creates a lot of opportunities when he's in front of goal. So if you look at the stats throughout the season, he is in the 80th percentile in terms of overlapping runs, 70th percentile in terms of underlapping runs. There are a lot of stats which prove that he's one of the best scorers in the league. But even though he relies on service, he can also create his own movements. The way he's
a fighter.
Yes, he's definitely a fighter. The way he moves across the pitch, the touches, he's able to drop deep, receive the ball.
I used to play like that when I was an active player.
Please, don't do this.
Say that again.
I used to play like that.
Edwin, go. If you do that, you distort Edwin's third party. You should allow him his third party.
So he's able to run off the shoulder of the defenders because he's very quick. He's very strong as well. He's able to move out wide, which enables, because he drags a centre back with him out wide, whether it's on the right or on the left, he creates space for the midfielders of his team to go forward and occupy that space. And he's also able to drop deep in midfield, take the ball, make the passes and create it. Even at his former club AIK, he was a striker there, but he was sometimes played in midfield because the coaches there felt that he relied too much on his pace and his strength. So they play him in midfield, allow him to be in the center of action, take on players and help build that part of his game. So there's a lot to Isak that Liverpool can exploit. And with a team as dynamic as Liverpool have at the moment, as Abeku said, he can play with Hugo Ekitike, he can play up front alone, he can play on the left, he can play on the right, he can even play in a withdrawn position. So it helps that Liverpool attack. And honestly, I think we should wrap up the league right now. With 3
the title already
with 3 wins already, and Isak coming in, the title might as well be won. It will be more difficult in cup competitions where teams set up differently. So the treble is not certain yet, but they are definitely favourites now for the Champions League for every single trophy they compete for because Isak is that good.
Great stuff. So you don't call him super good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now one can't shake.
All right, so it looks like the guys are Donkomi, Isak to Liverpool. Let me read some messages. Then we are out. This one says
how can we be out whilst United
but
United you said
you want to speak about Laments?
Oh, okay.
You spoke about Laments?
There isn't much
I was here. I was here when you spoke about Laments.
We've not spoken about
Don't worry, we'll do
Laments.
a second edition. Okay.
That's true.
I'm sorry, Bernard. Please showed Chelsea add Badiashile to Disasi to West Ham. Okay, what's happening to Chelsea's Fofana? I think it's fine. It's fine.
Injury, they are allowing him time to get back into the team.
Okay. This one says, guys, I'm driving, but standing in amazement listening to the super analysis being given by Hajia. Hey, boy.
I don't have to go to that.
Help me give it Boza. Hajia, they say make I give Boza. Oh, the camera is doing what she's doing. All right, so that's our show for today. Donkomi time. Thank you so much for listening.